Hello everybody. Welcome to an insightful video on market research analyst interview questions and answers from Career Right. In today's video, we are diving deep into the domain of market research with a special focus on topics like AI, automation and social media that impact this domain like never before. We'll see questions on qualitative research, quantitative research, leveraging social media for market insights, the challenges faced while doing all this, recent market trends, the impact of digitalization on consumer behavior, and market research strategies. In addition to all of this, we'll also see the impact of AI and automation on market research and the challenges that come with them, etc. Every single second of this video is packed with the knowledge to help you ace your next interview and land that dream job. Make sure that you stay connected throughout and don't miss out on even a single piece of information. Ready? Fantastic. Let's dive in. Question number 1. What is the difference between quantitative and qualitative research methods? Now see, the basic difference between quantitative and qualitative research methods is in the type of data they consume and their approach. It is very important for a researcher to know the difference between the two clearly to ensure that they are able to use the right methods at the right time for the study. Let's see these differences in more detail. The first point of difference is in the type of data they consume. The quantitative approach uses numerical data like counts, stats, etc., while the qualitative approach uses non-numeric information, which includes observations, symbols, words, etc. In this approach, opinions, interviewee accounts, subjective experiences, etc. matter more. That is why the data here is collected through interviews and observations. The second point of difference lies in the purpose of each of these approaches. The quantitative approach answers how many, how much type of questions. It tries to quantify everything and is more suitable for making statistical inferences. On the other hand, the qualitative approach answers why, how type of questions, providing a detailed explanation for the accounts. This approach is more suitable when you want to find out the underlying reasons for what's happening and generating a new hypothesis. The third point of difference lies in the approach they take. The approach taken by quantitative methods is measure, collect and test. The method relies on statistical techniques and models, while the approach taken by qualitative methods is that of observation, collection and interpretation. It usually relies on interviews, focus groups, etc. and uses open-ended questions to collect the information. The analysis here relies more on human interpretation of the information. The next point of difference lies in the analysis method they use. In quantitative approach, you analyze the data using various statistical methods and models like regression, ANOVA, hypothesis testing, etc. But since qualitative approach doesn't use any numerical data, it basically relies on grouping together common data and human interpretation. Fantastic. Let's move on to question number 2, which is very important in this age of social media. The question is, how can brands leverage social media to conduct market research? To answer this question, you can say, social media market research is collecting data and insights about your target audience via social media platforms. You can use the critical insights from the qualitative and quantitative data you collect to understand what your target audience needs from you. The biggest advantage of conducting these researches on social media platforms is its ability to provide these real-time insights with extreme speed and accuracy at a very nominal cost. Here, this real-time insights, speed, accuracy and nominal cost, these are very important factors. The number of participants that you have access to is huge to make your research more relevant. You can say that social media actually overflows with these in-the-moment insights. Spotting these trends clearly tells you the direction in which your target customers are going next. And using this analysis, you can easily plan your short-term and long-term strategies. There are a lot of tools available in the market these days to conduct this type of study. For example, Sprout, Hootsuite, etc. The data we gather with social listening is one of the most valuable resources of market intelligence as a market research analyst. Now, the brands can leverage this data in various ways. The first way this data helps them is in understanding the intentions and needs of the audience. Because see, when the users mention us or our competitors in their comments, they may be trying to convey their requirements to us. In fact, the social community a brand builds up is one of the prime sources of new ideas or any improvements required in the product. The second thing it does is it helps you discover the new users of your products. Many a times during these researches, you may find your consumers engaging very differently with your products than you actually thought of, opening an absolutely new avenue for you. For example, a designer mugs making company realized during a research that a lot of consumers use the last left pieces of the mugs for creating miniature gardens. So it started creating videos on these miniature gardens using mugs and discovered an absolutely new market for itself. The next important thing that this data does is it provides you an insight into customers' sentiments. When you analyze the comments, you get to understand what your customers like or dislike about you. These comments may come in the form of humor and sometimes sarcasm also. But basically, they tell you about the pain points or euphoria of your customers. Then you also get an insight into the competitor strategy. Since you can now see how the competitor's strategy is working for them, you can plan your own content strategy accordingly. Identifying the right influencers becomes easy with this data. Because based on this research, you get to understand which influencers create the content that appeals to your audience, what is their engagement rate, etc. And based on this information, you can see whom to partner with for maximum reach. It also helps you in understanding your customers' expectations. Because what happens is the customers these days share their expectations from a brand on social media. So if you analyze the comments, you may realize the need for a new variant of your product or a new store in a particular area. All these insights coming via social media market research can tremendously help a company in deciding its future course of action. But there are some common challenges analysts face while analyzing the data coming from social media. And your next question could be about that. But before we go to the next question, if this question number 2 was too lengthy for you, try replaying this much part of the video and take the notes of the things you think are important for you. That will help. Great. So as we just discussed, our question number 3 is about the challenges faced by research analysts in using this social media data. And the question is, discuss some major challenges faced by research analysts in using the social media data for their research. Now see, while social media brings in a lot of opportunities, the challenges are inherent, as we just discussed. And these challenges can be, for example, number 1, sampling challenge. Because while you have access to a lot of data, not all the users make their profiles public, posing a challenge in choosing the right sample size. The sample you choose may not be the correct representative of the data. The second thing is data quality issue. Because in using social media data, you would find that the data quality is usually poor because there are a lot of errors and noise to filter out as a research analyst. This consumes time. Then there may be biases. Since we collect the data and the platform ourselves, we have to be very careful with our own biases here. The next thing is privacy concerns. This is a very sensitive issue with using social media data because we are ultimately using the data generated by the users. So it is very important to obtain consents wherever needed. Then you have ethical and legal concerns also, because adhering to copyright laws and ethical guidelines is very important here. Attributing where deserved is necessary too. Then the next thing is contextual understanding. Because what happens in social media discussions is they usually happen in a context. Get the context wrong and your conclusion could be absolutely wrong. Then integrating the data can be the next challenge for you as a research analyst. Because integrating the social media data with other data sets can be difficult. This can be because of the different formats and the structures they have. A successful research analyst is the one who can use these opportunities while navigating through all these challenges. And that is what makes this question very, very important for you as a market research analyst. If need be, replay this much part of the video to get a good hang of it. Okay, so let's move on to another important question. Question number 4. What are some recent trends in the industry that you believe will have a significant impact on the future of market research projects? Now see, this question is important because being aware of these trends is the first step to be prepared to deal with them. And this definitely puts you one step ahead of everybody else. To answer this question, you can say, well, the way technological evolution is taking place, the market research projects will definitely witness a major change in the way they are carried out. Some of the recent trends that are poised to make an impact on these projects are: number 1, AI and machine learning. These tools are being increasingly used for predictive analytics, data segmentation, and sentiment analysis. They enable rapid data processing, increasing the efficiency many folds. So they are definitely going to be there. The second thing, as we just discussed in the previous question, is social media. This is sure to make a difference in this segment. The third one here is automation and agile methodologies, because they are making things quicker and cost effective here by streamlining them. Big data integration is being increasingly used to integrate internal data, social media data, and third media data. Market research analysts must be able to harness the power of this big data. So big data integration is going to be there. The next one is AR and VR technologies, because they are finding their place in virtual testing of the product and simulated environment for shopping. This means that the data generated by online platform is going to gain all the more importance here. The next one is blockchain technology, because it is being explored to ensure the security and transparency of the research data, ensuring the security and trustworthiness of this data. And this security and trustworthiness is these are two very important factors that rule this market. And the seventh trend that I'm going to talk about to answer this question is going to change this market big time. And it is voice of customer analytics. It is becoming important as the companies are trying to use natural language processing, that is NLP, and collect analyzable data every time a customer calls up the help desk. It provides a lot of information about their problems and their sentiments at that point of time. All of these evolutions are going to have a significant impact on the way market research analysis is done today. And the professionals who stay informed of these developments will definitely stay ahead of the competition. But see, as I always say in all my videos, these type of deep answers need preparation and commitment to stay ahead. It is only those who prepare themselves will stand out of the crowd during the interview. So make sure that you are the one who spends time on preparation and understanding all these things in depth. Fantastic. Let's move on to our next question. Question number 5. Discuss some key factors in the digital age that influence the customer behavior and the market research strategies in turn. Now see, this is again a very important question. Looks simple, but this one question tells about an analyst's eye towards digging deep into the data and the context to draw meaningful inferences from that. You'll realize that the factors that we are going to discuss here are interconnected and majorly impact the market research strategies. Some of the primary ones are: number 1, penetration of smartphones. One resource that allows the consumers to research every single moment, even while they are in your store shopping. Location-based data becomes very important for the research analysts in this case. The second one is availability of information online. All the product details, reviews, competitors' offerings are available to the customers on a single click. Market research analysts have to be observant how this information impacts the customer's decision to buy. The third one is influence of social media. The comments, reviews, recommendations of influencers heavily impact the buying decision of consumers. This makes social listening and sentiment analysis very important on the part of market research analysts. Then the next thing that the market research analysts have to be really watchful of is impact of online shopping. Because the power of e-commerce lets customers buy from anywhere in the country. The research analysts need to continuously keep studying the impact of options and substitutes in addition to other factors like ratings, reviews, and delivery speed, as we just discussed. The data privacy concerns are running high here. Customers need to get good experiences and are willing to be a part of these surveys and polls, but at the same time, they are concerned about the privacy of their data. Market research analysts need to handle this data very responsibly and maintain customers' trust. Then, content consumption habits are also something that they have to be watchful of. Because understanding these habits is very important to be able to create the right type of content that resonates with your potential customers. And then, based on this study, you can suggest it to your online marketing team. Online advertising is also making an impact here. To be able to reach the right audience at a reasonable cost is the aim of every online marketing team, and the market research analysts play a pivotal role in this. Socioeconomic environment, as all of us know, has a big impact here. Because in such scenarios, the research analysts need to propose the right strategy to align with current happenings. Making adjustments to the content strategy is the key to deal with such situations. Okay, so moving on to our question number 6 now. What do you think is going to be the impact of AI on market research down some years? To answer this question, you can say, we all have been hearing a lot about the impact of AI in various fields. Market research won't remain untouched too. The way I foresee it right now, use of AI in the market research analysis will bring some transformative changes in the way we work. The first improvement that we are going to see is enhancement in the workflow. Because AI will bring about some major changes in the process of data collection, processing, and analysis, leading to significant improvement in accuracy, speed, efficiency, and the cost. The second thing that we are going to notice would be deeper insights with NLP. The use of NLP in AI will enhance its ability to understand the preferences and emotions of the customers, expressed in their comments, product reviews, and other communication, whether written or oral. Then the third thing would be the predictive analysis algorithms. Then the predictive analysis algorithms will provide marketing teams the ability to focus the market trends with more accuracy. And since everything will be backed by data, they will be more confident of their actions. The next thing that is going to happen here is the user friendliness is going to grow here. Because all these developments will make market research accessible even to the non-technical people. Insights will be presented and visualized in an engaging manner, making them more interesting for the users. In fact, we have already begun to see all this happening in the market with products like Google Analytics, and the trend is set to grow from here. So you see, the advent of AI in market research is going to be the beginning of a new era altogether in the way we work with making things easier for both the users and the decision makers. But this certainly means that the professionals working in this domain will need to drastically upskill themselves to stay relevant. And those who don't upskill themselves will be forced out of the market. Now see, when you talk to the interviewers in so much of detail about anything, it definitely tells them about your level of understanding and your capability to perform in that role. So if you're really serious about a position and a company, make sure that you're well prepared and ready to discuss these things in detail. That makes you stand out of the crowd, and that makes you different from all other candidates who have come to attend that interview. Now see, as we just discussed, the advent of AI will bring a lot of improvements in this field of market research analysis, but not without its own share of challenges. So your next question could be about those challenges, and the question could be, discuss some potential challenges of relying on automation in market research analysis. And to answer this question, you can list out challenges like the first one being data bias. This bias may occur in selection of the same sample data, which may not be actual representative of the whole data set. To mitigate this challenge, having clear and well set protocols to choose the right data set will be a primary need. The second thing will be lack of human insight, because this may cause a misinterpretation of some complex or ambiguous data. This will require human intervention for accurate analysis, the way medical professionals are required to interpret the test results in our real lives, right? The third one could be the machines may not understand the meaning of certain things, words, deeds in a particular culture or language, which may limit its ability to interpret them correctly. A continuous learning model will be needed to deal with this. The next thing would be ethical considerations, because certain things suggested by the automated systems may look very attractive in terms of potential profit, but they may raise ethical concerns. Human intervention will be needed to prevail in cases involving ethical dilemma. Then data security issues and cybercrime are going to increase. Storing data on automated systems will increase the risk of security breaches and increase in cyber attacks. Dealing with these issues will call for increased investment in data security infrastructure. See, by acknowledging these potential problems, the professionals can be better prepared to mitigate them and use technology to improve the performance in this domain to their fullest potential. See, what I've done in this answer is I've tried to showcase the challenge, but at the same time, I've always also tried to show how to mitigate those challenges, which is what a real professional would do. If you just list out the challenges without saying or without telling what to do to mitigate those challenges, the answer would be incomplete. So, to provide these complete answers, make sure that you talk about the ways around also to deal with those challenges, right? And that makes your answer really attractive to the interviewers. So friends, with this we come to the end of this video. I sincerely hope it was useful to you. Very soon, I'll get you a new video on some situational interview questions asked to the market research analysts during the interview. To ensure that you don't miss upon that video, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. If you found today's video useful, do give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends too. I'll see you very soon with a new video. Till then, bye-bye and take care.